Hello, this is National Chess Master RRats at chess.com, continuing my video series on the correspondence team match played between my video lessons group and the team CARPE DIEM. This was played on board 112 of 210 boards. Our man is AldoE playing against lemarquess, and let's have a look at the games. Okay. Black employs what I've been calling the star defense. Be a star with a star. It's kind of a universal defense. You can pretty much play it against any opening. You move orders. It's similar in a lot of respects to the King's Indian attack. The difference being Black doesn't fianchetto his King Bishop, and we're going to go through the routine moves here. And this continues the star, and H3. Now, normally in a King's Indian attack, I'm capturing on F3 because the bishop can't retreat because there's this pawn in the way and it gets trapped. But here with the star, you can retreat the bishop and then do something you can't do in the King's Indian, provide pressure on E4, and that's going to prove decisive here in just a little bit. And I think it's wise to bring the bishop back and not exchange, not develop a white piece, meaning the queen. And Black continues his development. And here we have that good old rook pawn move. Not wise, okay? It doesn't develop anything. If White had played rook E1, he would have been okay, as we will see. There was this chance for rook E1. And now E4 is a mistake, and he will regret not having played rook E1 because his E-pawn is going to come under fire. Now Black is able to play H6. See, not all rook pawn moves are bad. Removing the defender of the pawn on E4. And Black has just won a pawn. It's that simple. And now he gets rook E1, but too little too late. White has some pressure, a little pressure on this pawn, but just not enough. Black can always bring another defender in. So White has just lost a clear pawn. And White tries to make a game of it best he can, just keeps playing, but Black just continues placing his pieces on good squares, gets rook on the open file, prepares the discovery against the queen. Get the knight to a better square. Everything's coming up roses for Black. Develop another rook. Good move. And now a little discovery. Trying to liquidate some material. And the pawn on E4 is very strong, very solid. White can't do anything against it. And now chases the queen back. Centralize the black queen. White's just in trouble here. He just doesn't have any compensation whatsoever for the pawn he's down. And now comes a strong move E3. And if White takes, Black will just happily take and start trading down to a winning ending. So really, White's game is lost. E3 hastens the end because now this is a very, very potent advance past pawn. And Knight C3 is a mistake. He should have tried to. He had to take it and just be cramped for the rest of the game as Black improves his position, because now White's just in serious trouble. Black has his choice: queen here or what he played. Either one is decisive. White just doesn't have a good move, and now comes a check, and suddenly Black is forcing checkmate, and White could resign here, but he played on a few moves, got rid of his spite checks. He gets 3 of them. There it is, and now mate is forced, and the game ends. So the star defense is a good opening. Let's go back to this point. Just rook E1, and if you want to play A3, which you really shouldn't, let's just go ahead and play E4 now and get it over with. See, save these 2 tempos that did White absolutely nothing, right? He never did anything. This makes a big difference. Now, where do you want to put this bishop? How about if we don't put it anywhere? Just yet? How about if we put the queen on e2? Now e4 is well overprotected, and black can't win it. I mean, black can play h6 if he wants and drive the knight back, but e4 is safe and secure, and it's a game of chess. So, pushing rook pawns doesn't develop pieces, and black had no intention of occupying b4 with anything. So there you have it. Let's move on to the other game. It's a rather quick one, but we'll try to make it a little longer. Never starts at move 1. Well, sometimes it does. Okay. So we get into a Queen's Gambit. Why did it put it back? Now it brought it back on its own. Mercy. Okay. We're in a Queen's Gambit. Declined. Now turn to it accepted. So I'm not exactly sure what the book theory is, or if the players bothered to look it up. I hope they did. But it looks like, within reason, black has equalized the position and can play it Queen's Gambit decline style, or Queen's Gambit accepted style, and a6 does fit the theme of the Queen's Gambit declined or accepted, because black wants to play these moves. And here comes one of them, and there's the other. But unfortunately, white wins a pawn here, and actually white could have even done better here. I'll come back and I'll show you, because this game has a rapid conclusion here. Black has to either accept double pawns or give up a pawn. He chooses to give up a pawn. It'd probably be better to accept the double pawns, even though the king position is a little weak. I think black can hold on. But this is going to prove immediately fatal for black, as he walks into a simple tactic. Black just wasn't paying attention. Bishop takes, pawn takes. Says, hey, look, I win my pawn back. White to play and move. Do the best you can. Pause the video, see what you can come up with. Okay, you're back. I hope you found the move. It's a simple tactic. You'll find on the tactics trainer quite a bit. You grab that pawn, and you win the queen. And black resigned here. He didn't play on to mate. So clearly, after knight d4, black can't play. Like, he could take the knight, I guess. Might not be the best, but he could take it. But unfortunately, he's down a pawn. This pawn on d4 is weak. If black could get his knight there, it takes a while. He might have a chance of blockading, but white's got a free and open position. Not to mention the fact white can maybe consider inducing more weaknesses in the black camp. This rook is coming into play. White's got a good position. The alternative is not take the knight at all, but you can't develop this knight, you lose your bishop. So, if you bring the bishop back, you still can't develop the knight necessarily. Maybe you're going to run into this problem. So, anyway, I mentioned maybe white had better than what he did. What if you do this? What if you do this now? Let me see. Is that the move? I'm trying to remember this. Yeah, let's do this move now. Okay, if you retake, here comes knight e4. Okay, now you are threatening to mess up the pawns. So now you can take, and if pawn takes, we'll come back and look at bishop takes in a moment. Here comes this move, and then suddenly a little surprise, knight e5, which is threatening a queen check and mate, and black's in a bit of a pickle here. f5 might be his only move, and let's see, white's got a pretty strong position here. How about if queen f3, attacking the rook and threatening this mate? See, black's in trouble. Now black doesn't have to take with the pawn, he can take with the bishop. But let's see. I think you run into some problems here with, let's see, black's threatening to win a piece. Okay, takes, if you take with the queen, let's see, bishop e4, rook east. Is this getting anywhere? Is this holding for black? Let's see. Seems like white had something else in here I was looking at. Let's see, what was it? Okay, you take with the knight. And if he takes with the pawn, you have bishop h6. So bishop takes. You're on this pawn. Well, maybe I was wrong. Maybe I was thinking white got somewhere with this. Of course, could also play this move here, queen c2, and threatens a pawn. Now bishop e4, and rook here. This move might be a nuisance. Yeah, this looks good for white. I knew there was something in here. Let's see. Trying to find a defense. Guards the rook and tries to prepare a pin. No, it's not enough. You're just hanging this. Okay. So now white had some reasonable chances in that other line. Anyway, there really wasn't much to this game, but there's always something to a game of chess if you'll sit and analyze it. And I thank you all so much for your time, and I'll be making another video shortly. Thank you.